Here's the thing. When I first started doing these ESB sessions, and it was like at first it was like, okay, in my mind I needed to practice, right? So I actually like, you know what? Let me practice on people who don't know anything about energy healing whatsoever. So I actually chose a tougher audience, if you will, okay? People who don't know anything about any of this woo-woo stuff, right? And what happened was I worked on 3 people at the same time, and I did it for 3 hours, 3 different people who didn't know anything about energy healing. And when we were done, I would ask them, how was that for you? And they all had their different ways of describing it, of what was happening. Some people, when they would sit up, they looked like, you know, they had been sleeping for 10 years. Like they were like dizzy, and I could tell, okay, their world is changing, right? But they didn't have the words for it because they'd never done anything with regards to energy healing or metaphysics or whatever, right? Or even quantum physics for that matter. These are regular everyday people like a mailman and a policeman and a teacher and an accountant. They had no basis for communicating what they were experiencing. I had another woman was like, oh my God, it felt like there were angels in the room. At one point, I felt like you were holding my hand, but you weren't holding my hand. But I knew that everything was going to be okay. Okay? These are people who had no clue about energy healing. Another person was like, it was like all the pains in my body were lifting off of me. You know, there's nothing metaphysical sounding about any of this stuff, right? But it was like these were lay people describing what was actually occurring during a session. And this is when I first started, when I didn't even know whether or not I had this ability or a capacity. So it was really neat to get their perspective. And then once I got their perspective, I'm like, okay, there is something happening. I never had one person get off the table and say, I didn't feel a damn thing. And even the people who looked like they weren't experiencing anything, when they got up, they were like, whoa. And that was enough for me. And as I started to continue to do the sessions over and over and over again, it was like the testimonies and the feedback that I would get from people, for me, were earth-shattering, really. It was like from improved relationships to better sex, to pains in their body going away, to them being able to create more and more in their lives. Just, they were happier. And their level of confidence increased as a result of the sessions that we were doing. And it was really, truly a gift to be able to do that.